the news, and now I want to move into the focus, straight talk on social media and your website. The first thing I want to do in this section is just offer you a few examples of some things I've seen. We could go on all day with examples if we wanted to, but I've really got just a small handful to sort of show you the variety of things that people have done, and it sort of ranges. And I'll sort of start with the least and smallest type of thing, and then move on into much bigger ways that people have integrated social media with their websites. And then at the end, we'll talk about some considerations that you'll want to think about as you think about how to integrate social media with your website. So the first, I just thought this was an interesting an article I found, and it had this really interesting part of the article, and it said if you have one of these on your site, you're doing it wrong, and it shows this toolbar with something like 20 different social media options. And it says a much better integration looks like this, and shows 5 options. And it says, in other words, less is more. And I wanted to show this to you simply because I totally agree with it. I've said before that being on as many social media sites as possible does not necessarily mean that you're doing a better job. In fact, usually what it means is that you are spread too thin and can't really do a good job of being in all those places at once, particularly for smaller companies. And so really, you do want to think about really just narrowing it down to the social media sites that you use and use regularly and use well. So just a quick note as we start. So a couple of these first examples, this is a site obviously called Up Cupcake. It's a cupcake shop in Texas. I wish it were next door, but sadly it's not. What I wanted to show you here is you can see down in this mid area, you can see how they've integrated the social media icons. What they've done is really make those icons fit in with the design of their site in really a compelling way. They've actually had a designer create these icons and make them match the look and feel of the site in sort of a very informal, almost hand-drawn kind of design. And I think this is a really well-done example of how to integrate social media design-wise to your website. They're not, I mean, in terms of the integration, basically all they're doing is offering some buttons that are links off to those sites. But the design is really what I want to point out here. The next example is from a company called Fresh Lime Soda. It's a design company. And since their name is Fresh Lime Soda, what they've done with their social media icons, again, this one is primarily having to do with design, is they've actually turned those social media icons into little soda cans, which, again, a compelling and fun way to sort of match the design and the idea and the concepts behind their business and their website. So again, just something that I want to highlight in terms of what they've done with the design to make it unique to their site. TakeSix, this is one of my favorite musical groups. I'm not absolutely crazy about the design of their website, but I do like what they've done here, adding social tools and other ways to find them across the very top of the website. And then also, and as I said, we're sort of moving it more and more into examples of bigger and bigger integrations of social media. They also have their Twitter feed here prominent on the right-hand side of their website. So you can see that they're sort of doing a both and here, putting up a bunch of links to the places you can find them, and then going ahead and actually including some of their social media feed so that people can see that when they come to the site directly. Mashable, I mentioned that, used them as my example earlier, their Twitter feed. Here's their home page. They have a very simple box. It's a box that you've probably seen on a similar box on all sorts of sites. What this is telling me is that my friend Greg Bolt and Kenmar Wall and 516,000 other people like this. But this is obviously the Facebook option up here, where it's actually showing me some of my friends who have clicked the like button here. This is one of the few sites that I've seen that is already incorporating the +1, the Google +1 option. And it looks to me, as you can see from the ad space across the top here, it looks to me like Google may actually be paying Mashable to promote the +1 technology. +1, if you don't remember, is Google's version of the like button. There's the follow button if you want to follow Mashable on Twitter, and then there are other links, LinkedIn, StumbleUpon, YouTube, and then their blog and things like that. So just a handy box where you get to see all the places that they are, and you also get, with the Facebook, especially with that option there, you get to see all the different friends of yours who have actually liked Mashable so far. Now, this example comes from a site called Greyston Bakery, and this box I didn't actually show you how it appears on their site as a whole. But basically, it's very similar to Mashable. It's sort of down the page a little bit on the right-hand side. And this is a box that has 3 different tabs on it. And this is one that Dave Neustraden, Pivot's principal, passed along to me as something that he thought was interesting, and I also thought it was a really well-done way of sort of highlighting social media. And what they've done here is when you come and you first see this box, it's by default on the Twitter tab, and you can see their latest tweets. But then you can also click on the tabs and see their latest Facebook posts, and then also go ahead and like them on Facebook. And then they have a blog tab, so you can see the latest articles from their blog. And then again, with all of these, you can find them on Twitter, go to their Facebook page, or go to their blog. This is just a really clean, nicely designed way that fits in with the design of their site to not only tell people where they are socially, but also to invite people to see a little bit of the content itself. So I thought that was very well done. And again, fits in nicely with the whole design of their page. And then there is, this is, oh, if only I could remember the name of this company. This is a coffee company, and I'm sorry I don't remember the name, but this is actually the page you come to when you first log into their website. It's actually a splash page. This is not their main home page. And what they've done with this splash page is do a totally social splash page. So that the first thing you see when you go to their website is you see their Facebook feed, and you can actually start commenting on that using the Facebook comments technology. You can see their Twitter feed, so that you can see all the things that Thousand Hills Coffee. Thank you. That's what it is. I can see it in the Twitter feed, so you can see what people have been saying about Thousand Hills Coffee and what they've been tweeting about also. And then there are links to the blog, videos, images, and things like that. But this is all, it's a social introduction, is really what I would call this, to Thousand Hills Coffee. And really a compelling way to, because they have a strong social media presence and clearly have strong engagement with their customers, it's really a way to highlight that when you first come to the site before you get into the meat of the site. So those are all the examples I have, and now I just want to talk about a few things to consider as you think about how to integrate social media with your website. So first of all, the first thing to say is that integrating social media with your websites is really a must. If you don't have links to your Facebook page or your Twitter feed or your LinkedIn profile or things like that on your website, that's really something that you need to do. If nothing else, those social media sites can be a strong support to your online presence, and they can help people sort of find you and find your personality and see how people are interacting with you, and then also give them the opportunity to follow you as well. So at this point, if you're not doing it, it's really something that you should do, and it can be as simple as adding those icons to your home page and making those links off to Facebook or Twitter or wherever. But really something that you do want to be thinking about with your website. Second of all, stick with the social media sites that make sense. That was sort of the advice of that first slide I showed you in this focus section. That was saying, don't go ahead and do a scattershot approach where you are trying to be on as many social media sites as possible, so that one rare Plaxo user who visits your site can make sure that they can find you. You know what? That person will eventually leave Plaxo and join Facebook probably, and will find you there just fine. So go ahead and stick with the ones that really make the most sense for your business, and the ones that you are already focusing on and doing well as it is. Make social media fit your design and not vice versa. The two examples I showed of the Fresh Lime Soda company and the What's Up Cupcake company, those both did a fantastic job of making the social media icons really fit in with the design of their website and the feel of their website in a fun way. And so this is something, you don't want to have a really well-designed, good-looking website and then have 3 social media icons that look totally out of place on your web page and sort of ruin the look of your web page. Don't do that if you can avoid it. Really make the social media icons fit in with your design. And the great thing about that is that there are so many ways to do it and so many variations on those icons where they're still recognizable and yet they really can be adapted for the situation. I don't know how many, as I did research for this webinar, I can't tell you how many different little bluebirds, different types of bluebirds I saw that indicate a Twitter feed, right? As we all know what the little bluebird means. We all know what the little lowercase f in a box means. We all know what the little lowercase word in means. Those are all highly recognizable. So go ahead and make them fit in with your site. Here also, I think this next point is really a key one, is that when you have a social media feed on your homepage, and we saw this with the TakeSix site where they have their Twitter feed. We saw this on the Thousand Hills Coffee Company where they're actually showing their social media feeds when you first come to their site. The Greyston Bakery, which had the box with the tabs. The very nice thing about having a social media feed on your homepage is that guarantees that there is new content for people to look at. I mean, assuming that you're keeping up and maintaining your social media sites, it guarantees that there is new content for people to look at when they come to your homepage. This, I know, is an ongoing challenge for companies, especially for smaller companies, is to make sure that you have fresh content on your website all the time. And this is a really simple and effective way of making sure that you do have fresh content, is by showing those social media feeds so that people can say what you've been posting on Facebook lately, or they can see what you've been posting on Twitter, that sort of thing. It really is a great way of just freshening up your homepage with new content on a regular basis. And then the last point, this only works, all of this only works if your social media presence is strong. I mean, particularly with point number 4, if you have a social media feed on your homepage, but you're never updating your Facebook page, or you're only updating it with sales messages and nothing else, then these ideas aren't going to help you. So hand in hand with this idea of integrating social media with your website is making sure that your social media presence is strong. And particularly, again, I'll emphasize, particularly that's true if you are showing a social media feed on your homepage, because you don't want to just show people, here's what we're doing on social media, and it's boring. So that's sort of the last point here, is that it really only works if your social media presence is strong. So that's, I think, all that I've got here in terms of social media and your website. The other thing I will say about this that you should know is that there are many widgets out there and tools out there that are designed to do things like adding Facebook feeds to a homepage, or there are many places around the internet that you can find good-looking icons or toolbars to add these things, or things similar to that box that Mashable had, where it had a link to Facebook and Twitter and the Google +1. These tools all exist out there. If you have any trouble finding them or implementing them, again, that's something we'd be more than happy to talk with you about and work with you on. Otherwise, I think that's it for me for today. I don't see any questions. So as we close here, I want to let you know that the next Straight Talk on social media will be Friday, June 17th. That's 2 weeks from today at 11 o'clock Pacific time as normal. Our focus will be driving sales with social media. I tend to talk a lot in these webinars about how you build relationships through social media and how you use various things. Next time, we're really going to talk about how you drive sales with social media. And also for our telco clients, Dave Newstroughton's next Straight Talk on Telco Marketing webinar will be Wednesday, June 29th, also at 11 o'clock Pacific time. Thank you very much for attending today. The slides from the presentation will be online in just a few minutes, and the video will be up, should be by the end of the weekend. Again, thanks for being with us, and remember to keep your media social and your talk straight. Take care, everyone.